If you negotiate in Europe or US the same way as you do in Asia, you are not negotiating. You are slowly killing your deal. Today I will share with you the difference between negotiation in West and the East and what should you do to win more deals. Hello everyone, my name is Adam Stoneczny and you are watching Go Global Asia podcast. I've been living in Asia 9 years, and for last 7 years as a CEO of a big organization, I've been helping Asian IT companies expand globally. In this podcast, I am discussing everything related to global expansion, sales, business development, and collaboration with the Western clients. Hello everyone. Today I have a very important subject of negotiation and closing the deal. When I say closing the deal, I don't mean actually the tactics how we will close the deal, but the process where we are at the end of the deal negotiation and how we do it, how we talk, how we discuss with the client to make sure that they sign that contract. Why I want to discuss about this is because there is nothing more painful than losing the contract at the end of negotiation, at the end of the whole process. We are putting so much effort to finding the client, to preparing proposal, to creating a lot of value, to join to those meetings. Sometimes it's taking 3, 4 months, and then if we lose at the end of the whole process, this is the most painful situation that can happen. And you know what? It happened to me so many times, and every single time it was very, very painful. So today I will explain you what are the difference in negotiation between US, Europe, compare versus Asian, and I will share with you some of my personal stories, some of those painful stories, but some of those happy ending stories as well. So, guys, let me jump into it. So, guys, first element what I would like to focus on is about mindset. What kind of approach to negotiation have those two different regions of the world? And let me start with the Europe and US. When we're talking about mindset, I call it a practical mindset. What I mean, the European or US people, they purely focusing on the values, on the key elements that are in the contract, and they want to discuss about them deeply and find the best way. However, in the Asian culture, people they do not much pay attention to what is written in the contract, but they pay more attention to the storytelling and then expression what they can do for you. What is the main difference here? To be clear, for the Western people, what is in the contract? This is only count. Something what you say you will do, something that you kind of pitching and dreaming, they will not pay attention to it. And why I'm talking about that? Because in Asian culture, we have a lot of dreaming through negotiation. We have a lot of painting beautiful picture and storytelling. For the Western businesses, this doesn't matter, guys. What is in the contract? This is only the element they want to discuss about, and this is only element that they will believe in. So keep in the mind about the mindset. It's really practical. If you want to put something in the contract, show the future, show collaboration, you need to write it down step by step how you do it and put your signature under this. Second element that I would like to focus on is time. What do I mean? Western people, they really careful about their time and how they invest in it. And it's also applied to contract negotiation. So what's that mean? When they're discussing or when they're giving feedback on some specific aspect of the contract, they expect quick answer and very right to the point answer. In Asia, we have a lot of discussions, we have a lot of time investment in negotiation because people they really appreciate personal relationship. And guys, if you're Asian business, the contract negotiation with Western client, it's not good period to build a relationship. This is not the time. They are much more practical, as I mentioned before. So they are expecting right to the point answer to the specific request what they give you. Let me give you kind of my example, actually my experience that will show you how the negotiation is different in Asia. So perfect example is Bali in Indonesia. When you go to Bali and you buy anything, they love negotiation. You go buy jacket, pants, shorts, wherever. They love negotiating. Even fruits at the market or meat, they will be negotiating with you. And from my perspective, negotiation there, it's kind of the place where we can chat a little bit, where they smile a lot, and when we can have a great time. Guys, if you are Asian business and working with Western client, avoid this kind of thing. They do not have a time to have friendly chat with you, to negotiate in find a way, to go back and forward with you. No, no, no. Get right into the point and solve their issue. Try sign the contract as soon as possible. Next point is details. I would like to discuss how those two different regions look at the details of the contract. And Western businesses, they're extremely detail oriented. Until this point that they will be looking at the your grammar mistake, the spelling, and everything in the contract. And you need to make sure as an Asian business that you have all that things spot on. All it should be perfect. Why? Because Western businesses they judge their business partner based on the details as well. I don't say this will be the game changer, but this is how they judge other party, and you don't want to make those small mistakes. And guys, I am saying about this. It's happened to me before. I didn't fake contract because make mistakes, but somebody brought it in, and it was very awkward situation. And I highly recommend you now to check your all grammar, spelling, all details, the dates, the number, everything, because they will be looking into it. On the other hand, in Asia, people they do not pay so much attention to it. People they expecting much more forgiveness. They even don't think that somebody might be offended by putting the grammar mistake or some maybe format of the contract is not beautiful. Unfortunately, in Western businesses, they usually will pay attention. And believe me, you don't want to lose the contract because grammar mistakes. At the end of the day, what is happening in the Western business owner mindset is if the guy he cannot write the contract, so how he can deliver my product or service? So this is very important element, and also please pay attention to it. Next element that I would like to discuss is business value. So what do I mean? When we're talking about the Western peoples and they read the contract, they will be paying attention at what is the value that they can get after signing this contract. And this is the individualist approach that is very, very deep into the Western people culture. So keep in the mind that if you are Asian business and you're working with Western businesses, they will be paying attention what is in this for me. However, Asian businesses, they're a little bit different. When we're talking about Asian businesses, they will be kind of thinking, how can they sign the contract in the way that it will bring a lot of value to the client as well to them. So I can say that they have this kind of mindset client first. And That's why this collaboration is really efficient, because when the Western businesses we thinking what they can get, and then Asian businesses they thinking what they can give. This is perfect alignment, and I see a lot of good negotiation here in this aspect when we're talking about Asian and European and US businesses. Last element, what I would like to discuss is about legal perception. What do I mean? I mean how the companies will look at the contract, what they believe it is. So basically, for Western businesses, contract it's like gold. I mean, wherever it's written in the contract, they always want to follow it and they want to stick to it. Where in Asia, like contract is more flexible. Contract is not the last element that will help you to make sure that the collaboration is successful. There are multiple other elements. There is relationship, there is the process of working, there is the value, and other stuff that actually they're not included in the contract. And where this different mindset coming from? It's very important to keep in the mind that in the Western culture or Western business ethic, it's very common to sue each other, to go to the court and seeking the compensations or seeking the third party to actually judge on our contracted and the service or product that should be delivered. And very, very often you see that the businesses they suing each other and they requesting some compensation. In the Asia, the court system is not so developed. There is very rare case that the company they suing each other. So they need to strongly believe and rely on the personal relationship and how good person you are. So it's very important, guys, that if you put something to the contract and you are Asian business, you need to remember that the Western people will be follow strictly this, and if something happened, they will not hesitate to go to court. And on the other hand, if you are European or US business, you need to keep in the mind that for businesses from Asia, the contract is a little bit more flexible and it's worth to invest in the personal relationship because this is the main guarantee that the contract will be fulfilled. I would like to share with you one example what happened when I was consulting my Asian client and we were negotiating with an Irish client. So basically, in the contract, the law in Vietnam require us to put information that the overtime will be charged 150%. We send this kind of contract to the Irish client, and Irish clients say they will not pay 150% for overtime. They will pay only 50%. And there was like big misunderstanding between Vietnamese and Irish partner, and the contract nearly failed. My team called me and said, Adam, we have a problem. The contract is can we cannot close it, we cannot sign it. So I went to my client, we looked what happened, and at the end of the day, when the Vietnamese company say 150% for overtime, it means 100% is the basic salary plus 50% on the top of that. And when the Irish people they say 50% for the overtime, it means basic salary plus 50%. So basically, it was completely the same. And what is important here, the contract nearly failed because of this legal aspect, how they manage information in the contract and how this should be written. Irish business, they were so close to say, no, we will not go ahead. And they probably wouldn't go ahead because of these legal issues. So, guys, you need to remember how important it is to understand that for Western businesses, legal aspect is extremely, extremely valuable and they will follow it always. Guys, so I hope you find the value in this episode. Now you understand better how to negotiate what is important and what is not important for your Western client. Or if you are Western businesses, now you will understand more your partners here from Asia. What I want you to do as a next step is understand the main cultural difference in the work setting or main business ethic difference between Western and Eastern cultures. I have a video where I'm describing this and I will link it down below. Guys, go check it out and learn more how to create good global collaboration. Thank you so much. This was Go Global Asia podcast, and I see you in the next episode. Bye bye.